Terrell Owens says, "Get your popcorn ready." Yeah, Scott.
Alex tried taking a nap.
Not having work. I feel like Ace Ventura in When Nature Calls, when he's driving the Land Rover through the forest.
Yeah, so we're bored. I just decided to video a little bit. Came and drink a beer. It's too bumpy. Figured I'd do a little tour of camp while it's light out and camp by myself this afternoon. Bays and Goodman took the buggy out and are checking out some trails for a plan for the morning. And Alex went to sit somewhere this evening. I'm not sure where he ended up going, but got some daylight and things fairly organized. So here's Kyle's wall tent. First time using that, and that thing worked out great. Get my pack organized here also. Oh, let's go check it out. Alex's pile of crap, his air mattress, little thing in the middle. Set some things on. My cot, Rachel's cot actually, borrowing. Mr. Buddy in there to heat up in the evenings and mornings. That thing heats it right up. Let's head on over to the neighbors. A little water set up back there and table odds and ends. Bays and Gibbon rented this thing. Not gonna ask what they paid for it, not sure. It is plenty big. I think we're gonna have a square dance in here. One of these nights, Bays was thinking. Looks like a dance hall. But yeah. They brought actual mattress, or Bays brought an actual mattress. I guess that's an inflatable. Well, you can walk right out the back. It's a little tarp area. Trash can, drink ice. Usually sit around here in the evening with the lights on. I'm sure you've seen some video of that, but here it is in the daylight. Bar set up. More ice coolers. And I've got my elk in 2 coolers out there a ways. We figured we might as well not keep elk in camp. Although there was a real convenient meat pole right here we didn't see until we set up camp. We might have put camp a little bit further for us so we could have utilized it. Somebody else had already had that, but we didn't want to hang it right out our back door, so. Yeah, well, I was just kind of bored, so figured I'd give a little tour. Got a little target set up. Got their clothesline, that's pretty much it. Oh, I know Goodman's Indian name is Spruce Ninja. Do you have an Indian name?
I'm Drinks Like Elk.
That's where I was going. Alex is Drinks Like Elk. Last year, first year he came out here, he kept doing this. I never really thought anything of it, thought it was weird, but we get midday at lunch, we're sitting on a log, having mountain houses or whatever. And he's like, this is probably going to be a stupid question, but he had his bladder out. You put it in this way, this way. So me and Kyle were fucking with the whole time. We're like, Alex, I'm getting thirsty. It's like he's trying to drink like the elk.
I came to a realization. I was like,
Yeah,
I
that was
shouldn't have
dumb.
even said anything. Should just, yep, that's exactly what the problem is. You just tread.
I really don't care. And I'm here to tell you that was a fucking giant. I mean, dark horns, like just the frame of that thing was just fucking giant. Like, you know when you see those whitetails in the pens and they turn their head while they're bedded down, they go like this and the antlers look like they're moving in slow motion? Yeah. That's what it looked like when he was shaking his head. Just fucking...
What kind of terrain was this in? Oak Mott's?
Fucking, no. Aspen Grove, young Aspen Grove, thicker than shit. That's what fucked me.
How close were you?
29.
Oh!
Did you have it range? You knew he was 29? What happened? You just couldn't get a window?
I was full draw. I saw his fucking antler coming up. I had this little trail young aspen grove on this side, young aspen grove on this side. Thicker. I mean, you could walk in there, but you're never gonna even draw your bow probably, let alone shoot.
Yeah.
And I had this little lane, and I wasn't sure exactly how far he was, because he wouldn't never come. He'd stay right there.
Did you call?
I was calling. I was bugling. He bugled probably 25 times.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I probably bugled
at
15.
30 yards?
No.
Oh, he
It
came in
started
that
at 200.
far. Okay.
But he wouldn't ever come. And so I said, well, if he's going to keep bugling, I'm just going to walk down there, you know? I was like, what else am I going to do? I'm not going to call him up here, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So I start walking down there, and then I find this good spot where I did set up for like 5 minutes, because my wind was kind of going. He was down here. I was way up here to begin with, and I was walking like this. My wind was going that way. And I was walking like this, and I was trying to get as far over to this side as I could.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But this aspen grove, this young aspen grove is like that, and it's just so dense, and I can go in there, but
Yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah.
So I hit the edge of that. I'm like, fuck. And there's like this little, excuse me, there's like this little opening right here, and I guess now I know it was probably 80 yards from there to there. I get in here and I go back to this side, and I call a couple more times, and he answers right back, and he's chuckling, and God, when he chuckled. Fuck. And I sat there, and I'm just waiting. Got my deal range. I mean, he's only going to come out one way. So I know what it was. It was like 35 yards right there. And I'm sitting there just waiting to draw and see him come through the aspen grove. Never does. So I'm like, fuck, dude. I was like, goddamn. It's like, well, I guess I just got to be
Go after
aggressive.
him. Yeah,
I was
go
like, what are
after
you going to do? I mean, so there's this trail. It basically goes like this from that thing. So I sneak up here and I get down here and I do one more call and I hear him and he blows his. I mean, he's 50, 60 yards away at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I take, I don't know, 10, 15 more steps up as much as I'm covered. I'm just locked on, just looking at this thing. And so I get right here and I stop and I pulled my rangefinder out, which I was telling you how my system sucked earlier, and so I took it off the deal and I had it in my pants. So I'm fumbling this. I'm fucking going like this. My heart's going 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on this tree, and I got it on the tree. I'm like, okay. And so I stop right there in probably 30 seconds, and I see this fucking horn coming around. There's like this little thing of trees like this, and my line of sight is just right on the edge of that, and I see his horn back here. Right by that tree that
How
I
can
ran.
anyone keep it together? I mean, seriously, like, how can anyone keep it together?
I didn't know he was big at that point. I mean, I saw a horn, and I said, okay. And so I drew, and I just held. I'm like, come on, I'm just waiting for him to walk up. And I was going to punch him right in the throat or wait until get him in the lungs. And then he just kind of went back this way. And I'm like, fuck. So I sat there for,
He's going to that first place you called from, probably.
well, yeah, over here.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Because the first place I
The
called
last
from was
place he called from. is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
the last place. But we're trying to get downwind because that's
That's typically what they do.
Oh, yeah.
so. And he just, I mean, he wasn't doing anything. I could hear him kind of crunching some sticks and doing this, and his horns were kind of going around. And like I said, I just saw his horns do that fucking turn thing right there. That's all I saw, or the one horn. And he starts going this way, and I'm sitting here, and frozen. I blacked out. Don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Don't know how. I couldn't tell you if it was a minute or 20 seconds.
No.
Trying to wind it for sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sitting there, and I'm just waiting. And I'm just like, staying still. Don't want to make a move, because I know he's fucking 30 yards away somewhere. And then I hear, and I'm just staring at it. And right where I saw him shake his horns right there, he goes that way, and I get a glimpse. And I mean, the frame is just fucking...
That's awesome. That'll light your fires
No
for a while.
GoPro on.
Nice story, bud.
No GoPro on.
You're
of
bad at
course.
this.
Well, every time
So
I
what
don't
happened
have a
from there?
GoPro,
Like, what's next?
then I fucking...
What time
I
of day
marked
was
it.
this, first of all?
This was... Fuck, it wasn't very long ago. I'll tell you
So
exactly.
very last light, pretty much.
Pretty much. Let me...
That was up on Payne.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, dude. I thought I had him. I mean, he was mad.
So they are callable.
7:42.
So did you hear him bugle first? Or
Okay, so I started up here. I heard 3 fucking callers. I was set up on a little wallow I found right there. And I was like, you know what, I'll just take it easy tonight. Heard a caller. I was like, man, that wasn't a fucking elk. Okay, whatever. He goes on. I think I blew a bugle like 30 minutes later. Well, there's another one down here that calls. Another hunter. I'm like, well, that's stupid. So then I crawl up here where am I at? Okay, so there's a wallow. So I didn't go that far from where I was. So then I crawl up here and I find this pinch point right here. And that way, and I'm sitting there for a while. Hear another caller behind me call. I'm like, fuck this, dude. Like, I'm getting out of here. So I go up and around like this. I don't know why I put that X there for. But I'm cruising up here, and yeah, that's right. And I hear a bugle, and I'm like, okay, heard that, but I also just heard something crash over here. And it was just right over in this area. And so I'm like, well, what was that? So I do a few cow calls, and I take a few steps, and I see a calf and a cow bust out, probably 90, 100 yards.
Like a real cow.
No,
like
elk cow.
Elk cow, okay.
Calf and a cow, elk. They bust out, and so I'm just sitting there, like, right in front of a tree. I kind of had cover, but right in front of a tree. And so they're looking at me. Well, they turn, and I start, I mean, kind of annoyingly. Like, I was like, what else am I going to do? It's almost dark. Like, whatever. Which is interesting, because it's exactly what I did last time when I called that bull in last year with Kyle.
Yep, got a little whiny and aggressive.
And so I did that for 2 or 3 minutes. They'd move on. I'd kind of sneak up a little bit more. They'd stop. I'd kind of get behind cover. And
so you were just kind of
I was trying to get a shot on them, whatever it took. And then finally, they just kind of go off. So I'm like, okay, whatever. That was a shoot. So I was like, oh yeah, there's that bullet bugle down there. I didn't really recognize if it was real or not. And I mean, boom.
Before you even got done with yours, he was hammering.
Well, I got done, but he did it right after, and I was like, that's 1,000% a bull.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Nobody, a person could get their bugle out and respond that quick.
You know, you were saying the 4x4 might sound like that, and the big one, I mean, just guttural.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And so I was like, all right. I was like, got my puffer out. Wind's going this way. Get that way. And so I get that way, and a couple more times as I'm going down the hill, down this hill right here, which, let me see. I don't know if I labeled this at all. Oh, that, some reason when I've ever dropped points, sometimes it puts it in the center of my
Huge
screen.
bull. I love your waypoint mark.
He was actually right there. So I was coming down this hill. I probably bugled 3 or 4 times. Every time he bugled, and then maybe he'd chuckle. Maybe he'd bugle again before I even bugled again. And so I'm coming down. I'm trying to get, and this is where that aspen grove is, and I just can't get farther that way. I can't get, and so I just keep coming down. And just what I said, I get out in that little pocket, which is right here. I was set up right there, shooting that way.
Oh yeah.
And then I walked down this trail right there,
And
and
your
he
wind's
was,
like this.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
And he went around these trees, and I mean, it could have been swirling in
What
there.
did you do there? I mean, what did you just hold up back there?
I don't know if I'm glad I.
Did he spook, or did
Oh,
he
he ran off.
He winded.
He
him.
winded you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ran off.
Yeah.
I don't think he could have saw me. I was still in a
So
But
close.
he
decently dark.
Yeah. So close.
But I was like, I don't
Well,
know.
that's a story we needed for morale, I think.
Right. For real.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to quit hunting and go home, or like
Yeah,
get
quit
after
hunting
it
and go home.
tomorrow.
Get after it tomorrow.
Get after it.
If you're gonna go home,
Just
share that with us.
That Monday morning, heading back into where Alex got into it with that one last night, so taking a little different way to get there, working the winds up, but I'm excited, feeling good about it. What do you think?
We'll see what we see. He's either a half mile away or 10 miles away. I'm surprised we haven't heard a bugle.
I know, it feels like a good morning, too.
Crisp, clear. This is my favorite part of the day. Besides calling in big elk. Did you bring a cup this time? So I'm Scott's personal barista.
That's working out.
You got some of that good stuff, the Starbucks?
Yeah.
That's what we need. I really haven't ate that many snacks this trip.
There's some more for packs later.
Peanut M&M's, beef jerky,
I put 2 or maybe 3 of these in my pocket in the morning.
and then that's it.
And then a Mountain House. Usually it's it.
See, last year Kyle would always fucking unzip my backpack and pull these out.
Huh?
Stealing your jumbo peanut M&Ms.
You look good, Scott, with the sunlight coming in. Just glistening. So we're here, probably 500 yards from last night, where I called myself to a big bull. So we're gonna go recreate it. I'm gonna show Scott what happened, and I'm gonna be sad.
That was a surprise. Oh, is it a big spike and a little spike?
It's a big spike and a 4-point.
Oh, there was a 4-point with it. I didn't see the 4.
And a cow.
How close did you get?
So, okay, so it pumped up. I seen the spike right there. And I said, okay. Well, then I heard something else.
Oh, you saw it first. I didn't even see it.
I saw the spike right there.
Oh.
No. And then I saw and then I stepped up here. And I saw a cow going like that, going this way.
Yeah.
And so I went for an arrow like this.
Yeah.
And I looked up and there was a 4-point behind her. And then that spike ended up coming around. And so I was getting knocked up. And I finally got like this. I got this thing like that. And if that 4-pointer cow was a spike, I probably could have drew back and fling that 4.
Oh, the spike you could have shot, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that was
we're
switched,
switched, yeah. I saw that spike come through.
24 yards, I'd have shot 40 probably.
Wednesday morning of that September 7th, 8th, I think. Baze's bowstring came off his cam last night when he was just practice drawing. I kind of jacked up his bow, so he's got to go into town this morning. So I'm going with Goodman. We're running up down Paradox Road, never hunted before or whatever. Have a nice little loop planned today. And Alex is taking off by himself down. I forgot where he was going. You start with a P. Forgot. Anyway. We're over the hump, over halfway through, so the pressure's getting on. Got a big loop plan today. Maybe it'll happen. Is it going to be the day, Goodman?
Yes. It's going to be the day.
Well, Goodman and I were up on Paradox chasing squirrels. The close one is 20. The tree one is 25. And grouse.
Damn it.
Oh, this looks dangerous. Alex was chasing elk.
I mean, I'd say you're pro now, bud. Quarter in and elk on the hill.
Alex, now that everybody's here,
I'll start her off, I guess.
you're keeping the tradition alive.
Might chase her down with a little bit of Bush Light afterwards.
It's fine.
Bush Light makes an apple.
It's not really that great of whiskey. It's okay. It's expensive, but it's okay.
Is it expensive?
It's like $90.
Really?
Well, for that small bottle, it's probably
See,
60.
My point exactly. Same with roast. Whiskeys all suck. They taste like what?
Well, that one I bought because it's Old Elk.
You'll grow into it as you age. Maybe.
I'll let you try some rum later.
Put some hair on your chest.
You'll like the rum.
Fucking monkey.
Did you ever
Maybe
try?
put some in the center where you've been zipping it off every day.
Did you ever try that rum? Have you ever had that rum base? That
Yes.
Brugal rum?
It's delicious.
Yeah, I brought some
Maybe
of
I'll
that.
put some. He was zipping it off.
I know that had to happen.
Oh, all of that. Yeah.
Chasing it with the apple.
What do you think of our humble abode?
I like it.
Pretty legit, really. The second one is, I mean, I don't know if there's, I probably could have done something different, but I didn't know color. I needed a collar.
Yeah, I felt bad. Like every time I wouldn't go with him, he was like, "Oh, I needed a collar." When I would go, like I provided no benefit.
So opening day, I get in there. It's raining its ass off like 5:30 in the morning when I wake up. Fuck this, I'm going back to sleep. Wake up 6:30, getting ready, waiting. 7 a.m. comes around, kind of slows down. So I go in, I have a plan. The same spot where I called that 6x6, or that
Yeah.
where that wall was.
Yeah.
It's a mile in.
I think it's harder to get into a position with two people. I think you hunt better by yourself, like to pick it up. But then once you're there, it's way better to have two. So it's the trade-off. I think it's way better.
I didn't think the collar could move.
Yeah.
He's 60 yards up still.
Yeah.
He's focused on the last sound he heard, and then all of a sudden he hears the sound.
Yep.
Yeah, when Alex fucked it up last year, I ran down fucking into the ravine.
Yeah.
But I was making cow noises down there, and he was doing double bugles.
Double buell, baby. I didn't do a double buell, did I?
I don't know what he did. That fucking was crazy.
It was working though.
Yeah, I mean, he was mad.
He was
So do
snorting.
the wrong thing as long as there's.
Yeah.
He was coming in, and then
He was-
Alex runs upwind of him like a dumbass.
It's like, oh, wrong choice.
Going on. Okay.
Oh, I get it.
No, I mean, there's a lot going on.
It's pretty easy to lose your shit.
But
In
it's
the
like
moment.
30, 35 yards away, and its head pokes out to the trees, and then
Yeah, he fucking puts his paws on the ground like a white tail.
Like it's paws.
one more fucking step. And he would have had a
One more stop. I wasn't even full draw though, so.
Was that one as big, similar to the big one you saw this year, or not?
Oh, it was way smaller.
Yeah,
The big one I saw this year was
a lot bigger.
a fucking tank.
Yep.
I saw a tank.
You fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
I don't think he fucked it up. He just didn't.
I didn't have.
They don't get that big being done.
Where he was and like the situation, there's nothing else you could have done really. I mean,
That's a good point.
I showed him the spot. I mean,
yeah.
I think there was.
Obviously in hindsight that didn't work. You could say I could have done something different, but there was nothing. There was no obvious play.
It was getting very dark.
I think that was.
Easy to make the wrong call.
Oh. I saw his antlers. I was full draw.
Yeah.
Waiting for him to just make 3 or 4 or 5 more steps, and I was just gonna fucking peg him, maybe, or fly it over his back. One or two.
We made a hell of a shot on that one today, though. He showed me where it was standing, the fucking little gap between the willows, about like this, where and I was looking right for him down, raking. He's like, it put its head up once, and I realized when he does that again, I have a frontal shot at 13 yards, like perfect. He's down here. So he got ready, he draws back, cow calls, it perks its head up right like this, and
Let's see it.
I don't
Yeah.
have it on my iPad. It only. Oh, I'll try it again.
yeah, I mean it's a GoPro, so it's going to be hard to see until you put it up on a computer and zoom in. And
You were there when he shot it?
no, I bet I've watched the video already. And he told me the story. You get more of those details from him telling the story than what you're going to see on the GoPro. But you can see that there's an elk there and an arrow, and then it goes.
Behind him.
We couldn't really tell. Like, yeah, it's. Let me blow it up. I don't think so. I don't think it was quite in the frame, but it was. Maybe it was. Like you just couldn't tell.
Spoiled compared to last year, fine.
A little bit. Yeah, that's pretty fucking stellar.
A little bit.
My,
When I think you're an elk, I guess you don't have to be
When
quiet.
they think you're an elk, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're just.
That's what I was telling you. I was like in the aspens until I heard him, and I kind of like that was like the buffer area between the blow down and the just clean aspen.
That's where almost all of the elk have been. They're all like the few encounters you've had.
Okay, so now I'm trying to sneak around him because I see him raking. probably 90, 100 yards away. I see him raking, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to get more downwind because he kept going to the right. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to get more downwind. So I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and I don't think you can hear it here, but I think he kind of. That's when he takes the steps, and I think I.
Thought you bumped him, yeah.
I'm so glad I remember to put this GoPro on.
I love it.
So, I mean, I could tell this story like an hour later and it'd be totally wrong.
I love hearing a little bit when he said, and that's when I put my bow down and walked over here and filmed myself after your earlier bow incident.
I think I said, damn it, man.
Trying to figure out which way to go. It looked like you got shit in front of you. I can
Yeah.
tell. And you're like left, right.
Left, right. He went right. Should I go down? Should I go up? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he was raking right up in there. I think this is, thought I'd bumped him. So, I said, that's not good.
He went over this way or something.
Evidently.
Yeah, you thought he went
This
away.
way I think you can maybe see me. So I walk back up and I'm looking around. Stand by.
Where are you at?
He was right up here. I thought he was going to come right there, and that was going to be my shielding. I saw him walking through those trees down there. So I tried to slip around. He must have saw me. Didn't smell me. Okay. I might have been just a little bit to the right, I think, but I think he's crashed. I didn't range him. I should have shot him at 20. Right there. Let's see what it was. Or 13. I just killed my first bull. Oh my god. We're back here though. It's gonna be a pain to get out. I'm gonna give it some time. Stay tuned.
Maybe that doesn't look appetizing to you. And that other cows he was with kind of start moving. He turns and just kind of goes off with them. Like, well, shit. He was supposed to fall right there. That ended up being a 200-yard blood trail that I never found the end of. Hell yeah. All right, there he is. Alex's first bull, first elk. And now we're all about to figure out what a chore this is going to be. Must have left the quarters back over here.
Oh, there's a tree there. You have to get used to that.
Yep.
Well, we got a bull.
Right on, first bull. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks, man. Thanks for your help.
Appreciate Gabe, Bays, and Goodman. Hopefully they got that all the way to the top for us, the
Yeah.
other quarter and the hind, and we'll get this out of here tonight and come back maybe come back for the head tomorrow, and or the hind, I mean.
Yeah, for the last time
Yeah.
in the creek bottom, halfway up.
Celebrate a little bit tonight. Kyle should roll in, maybe.
Maybe.
We can just relax and let everybody else stress out about getting elk. But
Yeah, we're done.
2 for 2 for Scott and Alex. Nice. That'll be fun in the morning, but it'll be cool. You'll have some rest.
It'll
All
be
right.
cool. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready? This is the big push to the top.
I hope that thing don't get a bunch of maggots on it.
So now what does everybody think about the bottom of Goddard Creek?
It's a long way down there. Humbling, for sure.
It definitely helps to have
4 guys.
8 legs.
Yeah.
Yep. Or a couple horses. But I think we're going to do it. The worst is yet to come, but we're pretty good dent in it. Are we halfway yet? All right, the Chinese fire drill of the Elk Mountain. You got to cinch that thing up on your hips. Further, maybe it's there. Feel good?
Come on, baby. What's happening here?
Hey, Bass, can you?
Yep, we need.
Guide me.
Yeah, oh, hold on. We got problems. Alright. Yep. Hold on, I'll pick you up.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I got it. Yeah, that thing broke. Don't give a fuck. Woo! Thank you.
Baby.
All right, I'll let Alex bring up the rear so I don't die. We're gonna make it. Only 0.62 miles to go.
That's not even a half a mile. Or, not even
Couldn't have timed it better.
yeah, baby.
We done did it.
That right there is a bull elk.
What's that? Oh, one of us had fun. The rest of us are good friends.
Holy smokes.
He had the fun.
All right, it's time to go get another one.
Yep.